Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today I am here with my January makeup basket recap video. So, at the start of January, I went through and picked out products from my collection that I was going to focus on using for the month, and at this recap video, I was going to tell you what I thought about the products, give you some little mini reviews, and so on. And then the next video that I'll put up is the products I'll be using in February. So you guys can kind of have an idea of what I'll be using. And if there's any specific products you want more information on, you can let me know there. So, let's get into the products that we used in January. And we'll go in order of application. I had two of my mini primers, the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer and the NARS Pore and Shine Control Primer. In the intro video, I thought there's no way I'm not gonna go through these, and I'm gonna need a third one. I haven't even finished this one yet. Finished the Hourglass Veil. If you've watched me for any length of time, you guys know that the Hourglass Veil primer is like my holy grail primer. I've repurchased the jumbo size. I use it in my kit. It's incredible. I just love how it makes makeup stay on the skin. It makes foundation sit beautifully over it. I love it. The NARS Pore and Shine Control Primer. I actually really like this. It does really smooth the skin. Does help keep my oils at bay. It's obviously summer here in the southern hemisphere, so it just really sat nicely on the skin. It is that little bit silicone, but it's not as kind of tacky as the Too Faced Primed and Peachy, so I actually prefer it over that, and I would probably purchase it instead of the Too Faced Primed and Peachy next time. So tells you what I think about that. For foundation, we had a combo going on of the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous and the Natasha Denona Transfer Matte Pore Vanishing Matte Foundation. This was such a good combo. So I have 820 in the CoverGirl and it's too dark, and I have 5 and Fair in the Natasha Denona and it's too dark. So mixing these together, the colour went beautifully. It stayed all day. A million years ago, this used to be the right colour for me, but now I'm even more fair. And I really enjoyed the formula of this. I've always enjoyed this. This was even a little bit, it's probably the fact to do with the colour. If you guys know, if you wear a matte foundation and it's too light, it can look chalky on the skin. And that's what happened when I wore this on its own. But together, they just lasted beautifully throughout the day. They weren't fantastic at holding up under a mask, so they weren't transfer proof in that sense. But there's really only the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation that I own that does that. But when you're wearing a mask all day, I really don't care about that coming off my nose a little bit. And now we don't have to wear masks again because, good job New South Wales, we actually did it and got our numbers down. Well done. Hopefully it stays that way. But yes, I really like these products, particularly together. I definitely wouldn't repurchase this one. I did get it on sale, 50% off at Sephora, because I think they're discontinuing it anyway. But yeah, really liked this combo. Corrector, the Becca Brightening Under Eye Corrector. I like this product to brighten, but I don't think it color corrects particularly well. I am fair, and it still doesn't color correct enough for me. Because it's so, it's really nice and emollient. So if you have drier under eyes, I'm sure you'd really like this. But to me, it brightens, it doesn't correct. And yeah, it does, for me, need to go over a more matte concealer, fuller coverage concealer. And then it just juices up the under eyes. So I did use the Dior Forever Skin Corrector in 0N, which is beautiful. I really enjoy this concealer. It's a really lovely coverage, really sits well. It doesn't get cakey or creasy. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed this. But even it wasn't matte enough for this that I really had to powder my under eyes for it to not get slippy. So I really think the only concealer I'll be able to use this with is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer, because that is like the most matte concealer that I own. I do just prefer the Benefit Blotting Brightening Concealer. Powder. How much of this do I have? So, I filmed a video reviewing the my Sephora purchases of 2019. And that video is not going to go up until after this because even though I filmed that video, half of the footage was all out of focus and I have to re-film that after this. So that's not up yet, but it will be up. But I purchased the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Mattifying Loose Setting Powder in 2019. And I basically barely used it until now. And I really like it. Which is good because my Holy Grail Too Faced Peach Perfect powder looks like it's being discontinued. And that powder does deepen up on my skin. It is quite a strong peach tone. And me being so fair, that does deepen up on me. And this one in Translucent Light doesn't do that for me. It doesn't deepen up on me, which I really appreciate because I'm so fair, a lot of loose powders do deepen up on me. But I really like this. Again, it kept my oils at bay. It's not as intense in mattifying as the Peach Perfect, but that could be because of the applicator. I don't get as much product out, which it got rid of the sponge because I was just putting product back and forth. I do not like the sifter applicator. I do prefer to tap powder out and then apply it rather than tap it through the sifter. I think if you didn't have, I think in winter I'd be fine with using the sifter, but in summer when I need a lot of powder to lock in my makeup, I just prefer it to be able to get a lot of powder really quickly, which is how I get when I dump it out. But yeah, I really like this product, and Milk is not easily accessible in Australia, but it's a really beautiful powder. I like it a lot. Alright. Blush, bronzer, and highlighter. Bronzer, we used the NARS Sunwash bronzer in Laguna. Love this bronzer. I really do enjoy the Sunwash formula of this bronzer. Sometimes I can find Laguna, the traditional, to get too dark on me, and because this is a baked gelée formula, it doesn't pick up on the brush as easily as a traditional powder. So when you're fair like me, that kind of works. It makes bronzers being more buildable rather than real dark straight off the bat, which kind of happened when I went in with my bronzer today. But I was able to blend it out and it was fine. So this really is a good one. It's going to take me forever to ever use this up because baked gelée products, you pick up less product, you deposit less product on the skin, and it's usually got more product in it because of the way it's formulated. So, like, I can still see the full design on this besides right at the center, and even then it's only just slightly faded. But I really enjoy this product. Blushes. Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush in the shade Call My Blush. This is a beautiful blush formula. I really enjoy this. I got this in a Christmas pack in 2019. And I really like it. It's a really nice rosy toned blush, which is something I go for. It looks very similar to what I have on today, but it's a nice matte finish, blended beautifully, stayed really well. Really like the formula. The Bare Minerals Gen Nude line is something that I really like. Everything I've tried from the Gen Nude line, I have enjoyed. Benefit Dallas, this is kind of, I always say that this is what I wear when I'm teaching because it's like bronzer and blush in one, and it just gives me a little bit of color to the cheeks and not too much. But it really worked this month as I'd pop this on and then I would go over it very, very lightly. So like, this is the Natasha Denona Bloom Highlighting Blush. Ooh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh my goodness, no. And it is broken and spilled everywhere. Okay, so I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to go and repress that. And there is blush all over my clothes and floor and everything. So, this Natasha Denona blush is a highly pigmented, extremely shimmery blush. And I would go in and use it with the Wayne Goss number 14 brush, which is a really fluffy, light blush brush that really diffuses the blush on the cheek. So I'd go in with Dallas first and then the Natasha Denona, and it just added a peachiness and the glow really softly to my cheek. with a lot of that base color being Dallas and really toning down the brightness of the Natasha Denona. Okay, so that was fun for blush. Highlighters, I was using the Pixie Glowy Gossamer Duos. I have Delicate Dew and Subtle Sunrise. And I kind of just alternated between the two colours, depending on if I was going something warmer or cooler. And then I'd kind of just mix the two colours in each duo together as well. If you want swatches of these products, these will all be swatched in the intro video. But I love these highlighters. These are gorgeous. They're really high shine, really beautiful colours on the skin. They just give this fantastic glow, and I really enjoy these. I have wanted these for forever, and I found one at TK Maxx and then the other was sent to me. And I'm just really glad to have these because they're beautiful products. Moving on to eyes, let's start with the cream shadows. I had 3. First, the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow liquid in Globe. Now this, it's definitely not a 10-second eyeshadow product. It is kind of finicky. I did go in, pop mattes in my crease, then pop this all over the lid. And you do have to let it dry, otherwise it will transfer. So you do kind of just have to sit there for a minute and let it dry. But once it does, it is a really nice, easy bronze smoky eye color. And it was, yeah, pretty easy to get done, but it's, yeah, not 10 seconds. The I'm Stick Shadow by I'm Mimi in the shade Sugar Bling. I just really use this for an inner corner highlight. It is just a really light champagne color with some chunky glitter in it. It was just a really nice champagne shadow stick. It's not my favorite formula. It is a little bit drier, which is why I did more focus on the inner corner than an all over color, but it was nice. Something that I have realized is just not meant to be in my collection, the Sydney Grace, and Erin will be really excited about this, Down the Coast liquid eyeshadow. It looks like this really beautiful purpley toned silver with almost like a golden sparkle to it, but on the eye it just looks like grey, and it just did not, it's not something I particularly, it's not the colour I go for, it's not something I particularly like. It looks beautiful in the tube, but it just did not translate the colour I thought it would on the eye. So I'm going to pass this on to Erin, who is really excited about it. And then single shadows, I did just have the one, I think. And that is the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow in Day Trippin'. This is from the Butterfly collection. No, Making Waves collection. And it's a beautiful, I don't know why I'm swatching, because if you want swatches you can see the original video. It's really a translucent base with just blue, purple, pinky shine. And it's really beautiful. I love it. It's a really nice topper color. As I said, it doesn't have a lot of base color, so it's not really an all over color, but as a topper of sparkle, it's gorgeous. For shadow palettes, we had the MAC Semi Sweet x9 palette. And this was probably the one I reached for the most, particularly when using those cream shadows, because it is an all matte palette. It had something to set my kind of creasing up with, a couple of really nice transition shades, a lot of deepening mattes and stuff and such. I did use most of these except the black, the deep grey and the mustard, because I used the mustard in the Norvina palette instead, because that's when I used, because I ended up with 2 mustards in this set. Actually, maybe I have mustard in most of these palettes. But I do really like this formula. It's really nice go-to when I do want to use a single shadow on the lid, just to really set up with some mattes in the crease and outer corner and then go a single pop on the lid. And the formula doesn't swatch great, but it was really nice to work with on the eyes. I quite enjoyed that. One of my 2020 favourites was the Viseart little mini palettes. This is the Spritz Edit palette, and this was something I reached for when I wanted something a little bit warmer. My go-to shade on the lid is still this sparkly one here, but I did go through and I used this one. I did use these 2 as well, and then I've used the burgundies in deepening, and then the mattes down the bottom as transitions, and a little bit of deepening in this one. So just a really nice warm palette. Love the Viseart eyeshadow formula. The colour story in this is really pretty. I like it a lot. And then we had Anastasia Norvina, which is probably the one I used the least. I think I only used this 2 times, maybe 3. And that's purely because I struggle with transition shades in this palette. I really kind of only use incense as a transition, and then if I want it to pink it up, I'll blend incense out with love. But I don't like Soul on my eye, it just doesn't work. Wild Child and Celestial are kind of chunky and not quite what I want. Like, I love Dazzling and Rose Gold and Summer and Dreamer. And I usually mix Rose Gold and Summer because Rose Gold is like super pinky, not rose goldy. I don't use Volatile. I used Eccentric and Passion. Don't use Drama. So I really do only use about half of this palette, which makes me wonder, do I really need it in my collection? I don't know. I do like the Anastasia formula, but it's not something really special anymore. There are other palettes I just reach for over this one, because I don't actually think I used this at all in 2020, which isn't saying much because I didn't use much eyeshadow at all in 2020, but I don't know. I'm gonna think about it, but when I declutter, this probably won't make it through my next declutter. So there's that. Oh, I missed a highlighter. The Hourglass Champagne Flush Vanish highlighter. I would use this with the Real Technique setting brush, kind of dust it on and then blend it on the cheeks, and it was really pretty. As a cream highlight over a lot of powder, I find that way of applying worked really well. I didn't want to draw it on my cheeks and blend because I had a lot of matte products on my skin. In winter, when I'm not as matte, I may use it that way, but I didn't mind how I used it, and it looked really pretty, and layered underneath, it made the Pixie highlighters stand out even more with intense highlighting moments there. Alright, let's talk about eyeliners, and then we'll talk about, eye primer. NARS Smudge Proof, Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Again, I purchased this in 2019 and kind of have barely used it, but oh my goodness, I really like this eye primer. It sits really beautifully on the eyes, it holds onto shadow really well, and it's tinted, so it gives me a kind of blanked out canvas. I really enjoy this. The other product I use as an eye primer at the moment is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Chantilly. Try and say it French, but it doesn't usually work. Which has more coverage than this, but I still like both, and I think they're both really nice. And as an eye primer, obviously this one is better at holding shadow than the concealer, but really nice products there. Eyeliners, I had 2. We had, man, this was a real NARS heavy kind of, well, not really, this is the 4th NARS, yeah, that's pretty NARS heavy, 4th NARS product. The NARS Larger Than Life Longwear Eyeliner in Via Appia, which is a beautiful bronzy shade. I do think I only use this about 2 times. It's a beautiful bronzy shade. I still have never sharpened it. I love it. I definitely really like this formula. It's very pretty. I did use this eyeliner a little bit more because I was using more of the burgundy shades in the MAC Semi Sweet x9. This is the Eastern Jewel Eye Pencil in Rosé and Aubergine. I'd use the rosé colour on the inner waterline and then line the top with the aubergine colour. Really soft, not super transfer proof. I wouldn't use the burgundy on my upper waterline because it would definitely transfer down. But as an upper lash line colour, it was really pretty, and a lower lash line colour, it was really, really pretty. And the rosé was just kind of bright and sparkly on the inner lower waterline, which was kind of fun. Okay, so products that I will review this month and will still be in my rotation for another month at least in terms of mascaras And then my brow products I just kind of keep in until they're done. So I'm going to review them for you now, and then I won't review these categories again until I get new products in those categories. So mascara, we have 3. We had the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Waterproof Mascara, the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and the L'Oreal Voluminous Original in Burgundy. Let's start with Milk, because I don't love this mascara. I just find it doesn't do enough for my lashes, particularly when we're comparing it to Lash Paradise. Now, if you guys have watched me for a while, you know the first time I tried the Australian version of Lash Paradise, I didn't like it. The first time I tried the US version of Lash Paradise, I didn't love it because it was all dried out. This tube is slowly drying out. I don't actually know if it'll make me through all of February, but oh my goodness, I love how this makes my lashes look. I understand why people love this mascara. You just have to get a good tube of it. Oh my goodness, I love this mascara. It is fantastic. I do 2 coats and my lashes look fantastic. I love it. L'Oreal Voluminous Original in Burgundy. I do only use this on my lower lashes. I don't love this formula as a top lash product because it just doesn't give me enough. Like, kind of get the same look I get with the Kush in the black version of the L'Oreal, which is just not enough for me. Because now if I'm going through the effort of putting on mascara, I want big, bold, floofy lashes. And that doesn't for me. Brows, we have, oh, I must have put my other brow product in here. Or maybe I didn't. We have the I do. The Milk Kush Brow Gel, which is all I have in my brows today because they're fresh tinted. So when I have fresh tinted brows, all I need is a tinted brow gel, and this stuff is fantastic. It's a fiber brow gel. It just is enough in my lashes when they're freshly tinted and waxed and shaped and beautiful. So that kind of tells you how great it is. Or if I'm not freshly tinted, but I don't want to pencil in, then I will use the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel because it has more color, it has more hold, and it can shape a little bit better than the Milk. If I'm fresh tinted and I want to just, if I'm not fresh tinted and I'm going to actually fill in and then go in with the Milk, we've got the Anastasia Brow Ears, which I'm really bad at getting I don't get my brows done as regularly as I should, particularly since my best friend does my brows. Like, I am usually like 3 months between brows. So I'll be able to get away with the Milk. So this is fresh. This is a week old brow tint. So I'll probably get away with just brow gel for another week. And then I'll be back to using my pencil for the next 2.5 months. So, like, I still use my brow pencils. There's only like 2 weeks where I don't use them. And then if I'm just really having a day and I want to do something different, Benefit Brow, which I've had for a really long time and is probably old, but it's still working, so I'm still using it. Oh. And then the liquid liner I have out is the KVD Vegan Beauty Dagger Tattoo Liner in Trooper Black. This came in some kit. It is weird. It is like got a little angle to it. I don't use it on that angle. It doesn't work. I just use it on its side like a standard eyeliner. But it is a brush tip. So I kind of just use it like I use the tattoo liner in Trooper. I wouldn't buy the dagger liner. I wouldn't even buy a tattoo liner because I like the Fenty and I much prefer the gel one. I wish I could get that. Lip balms that I have in, that again will just stay in until they're empty. By Terry Balm de Rose. This stuff is beautiful. I love this lip balm. It is expensive, but it is beautiful. It is luxe. And it is amazing, I think, at least. So, yeah. You do need to be able to handle the rose scent, though. It is strong in its scent. If you don't care about scent, the Fresh Sugar Lip Balms, you guys know. I have one of these in rotation at all times. This is the Tulip. It's a pinky colour. It's nice. I don't use it for the colour. I use it for the lip balm. So, there's that. Alright, so the lip products that we used. Oh, I'm missing something. I have a lipstick in my handbag. Let me go get it. Okay, so we had 2 lip liners, 2 lipsticks, a lip balmy shiny product, and a lip gloss. So let's start with lip liners. We had the Sephora Contour Rouge Gel Lip Liner in Rose Wine and the Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Brick. I really like both of these formulas. They both are really creamy, glide on, but then really stay in place. For both of these lip liners, a lot of the time really what I did was I coloured my whole lip in with this and then went over with the L'Oreal Colory Shine Plump in Coconut Plump, which is like it's too light a nude on me, but these are both really quite pigmented rosy lip liners, so they, when they're on the lips, and then I go over with this like tones it down and just gives it a lot of shine, and it was really pretty. So that was kind of my go-to lip combo, but I did use the other lip product, Matte Patisserie. Beautiful. Love this lipstick a lot. It's just it's a satin finish, luster finish. It's just a shiny, pinky, neutral pinky colour. Very nice. Dior Rouge Addict Lacquer Stick in Underground was a deeper rosy pink colour than Patisserie. Probably not the best summer shade, probably more a winter shade, but I did use it. And then the Tarte H2O Gloss. Honestly, if I tried, I could have used this up this month, but I didn't bother. I think I used it like twice. I bought a million lip glosses last year, but I don't wear them enough. So this is a really nice colour though. It's a really nice formula. It is what it is. Alright, so those are the products that I was using for the month of January and my thoughts on them. If you guys do a monthly makeup basket, let me know in the comments down below what you used and your thoughts on the products. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. Next will be the intro to what I'll be using in February. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed and I'll see you then. Bye!